Are you still in the midst of your conflict with someone? Is this quarrel between you and another person just dragging on? Maybe you didn't start the fight. Maybe you didn't add fuel to the fire and make it worse. But it just seems like this quarrel that you're involved in just is dragging on. Is there anything that you can do? Absolutely. Even though you may have been at odds with another person, there is one important suggestion that you need to take to heart. In fact, your quarrel may continue until you apply this suggestion. Hi, I'm Pastor Jeff Kaplan with Strength for Today with Dr. J. In this video, I'm going to share with you exactly what you can do to see this conflict that has been so hurtful to you and others be brought to a conclusion. And it simply is this: do finish fights. Do what you can to bring this fight that you're involved in to a conclusion. Have it wrapped up so that it's over with. Bring closure to this quarrel that you're experiencing right now. But just make sure that you're careful with how you go about that. There is a man who visits his business partner in the hospital. And this guy who's in the hospital has been dying of some unknown malady. And so this dying man says to his business partner, John, I'm not going to be around much longer. I'm going to be dying soon, and I know that. And before I go, I just need to get some things off my chest. I need to confess some things to you, get them out in the open, and ask for your forgiveness. John, you need to know that I actually stole $100,000 from the firm. But John, that's not all. I'm also the one who is responsible for selling the secret formula to our competitor. I'm sure that frustrates you, John, but that's not even the end of it. There's more. You see, John, I'm the one who gave your wife all sorts of evidence so that she would be able to divorce you to the extent that you would lose a fortune and you would be financially ruined. That's because of what I shared with your wife. And John says, hey, that's okay, old man. I'm the guy who poisoned you. Now, when I mention finishing fights, that's not exactly what I had in mind. There's a world of difference between finishing a fight and fighting to the finish. Unlike fighting to the finish, finishing a fight in a godly way requires forgiveness. That's important. We need to forgive another person, and that may be the last piece necessary for you to be able to bring a conclusion to this quarrel once and for all. So how do you do that? It's not easy. Forgiving someone can be the most difficult thing in the world to do because you don't feel like doing it, and this person really hurt you deeply. Maybe hurt a bunch of other people in the process. So how do you forgive a person? Well, according to the Bible, the way to go about it is to forgive just as Jesus forgave. Listen to these words in the book of Colossians, chapter 3, and verses 12 and 13. It says, and so as those who have been chosen of God, holy and beloved, put on a heart of compassion, kindness, humility, gentleness, and patience, bearing with one another, and here it is, forgiving each other. Whoever has a complaint against anyone, how? How do we do that? Just as the Lord forgave you, so also should you. Look, Jesus did not just talk about forgiveness. He demonstrated it. He demonstrated it even to the point of forgiving the very people who were killing him, the individuals who were torturing him to death. He prayed, Father, forgive them, for they do not know what they are doing. They don't even know what they are carrying out, but Father, forgive them. Forgive them anyway. What Jesus was doing was a self-sacrificial act of his will. Now, James Adams, who is a Christian scholar who weighs in on the subject of counseling, has this to say in terms of how we can take it up a notch, in terms of understanding how our will needs to be activated in this whole forgiveness process. He writes, forgiveness is not a feeling, but a promise or commitment to three things. Number one, I will not use it against them in the future. Number two, I will not talk to others about them. And number three, I will not dwell on it myself. In other words, forgiveness requires an act of your will, which will impact your thinking, your speech, and your actions. It will impact your entire person. And so if you have maybe tried to be a peacemaker, you haven't started a fight, you have not added fuel to the fight, what can you do? Do finish the fight. Bring closure to it. In other words, when it comes to that fight, close the book on it and finish it. I'd love to hear your comments. Respond in the comment section below, or feel free to send to me an email at strengthfortoday@gmail.com. Until next time, may God grant you and yours His strength for today.